Hi everyone, welcome and thank you for being here. Today on Mental Development Thursday, I want to tell you the story of an adolescent that I have been seeing for some time now, and I have her permission to share this. And I asked her during our last session last week because of a significant milestone that she had made in her journey. When we started, she was recovering from a childhood sexual abuse, and she was distraught, she was depressed, she was traumatized, and she was also struggling with people pleasing. And so in working through all this, there was a time the reason why I wanted to share this is her growth and how she has changed and how she has become firm in advocating for herself. She had been struggling with people pleasing, and that is why I have decided to share this, because she is now able to stand firm and not please other people as she used to. It's still a journey, but she made such a significant milestone. If there was anything that made me happy in that session, it was that because she was able to stand up for herself. Previously, she had a problem doing that. She could genuinely have a valid reason, but she would still feel bad for disappointing someone. She would feel bad for showing up for herself because she did not show up for the other person. Because sometimes showing up for yourself means you not showing up for other people as you would have wanted, because sometimes your event or whatever you want to do for yourself falls at the same time as the other person needs you. So on this day, she's working on herself, and then she's trying to find herself. She's still young, and she has decided that she doesn't want pressure in her life. So she decided to work on herself, her career, her self-esteem, her people-pleasing ways, her putting men of church on a pedestal. And she told me one thing, that she now understands that they're just humans like us. But it is our expectations of them that make our disappointment great. And on this particular day, there's this guy who had been texting her, then the same church, and he's texting, doing what, and then on her birthday, this guy went above and beyond. Sent her presents, sent her stuff. Then she decided to send him a message and tell him it looks like we are not on the same page. Yeah, because this is not it doesn't look like something you do for a friend. It seems we are not on the same page. And in his defense, the guy replied and said, no, we are just friends and everything. But when they met in church later that week, the guy behaved one. Yeah. And she was so happy that now the guy knows. and he has stopped bombarding her. And this was a very big milestone for this girl. Knowing her journey and how she came and how she is able to stand up for herself and not please other people, and then also not feel bad about it. Because sometimes you stand for yourself, say no, but you feel bad about it. On this occasion, she was very happy. She was happy with her decision. She was happy to stand up for herself. And that really made me happy as a therapist. I said, if there was anything that made me happy, was me hearing her saying that she stood up for herself, did not please the other person, and felt good about it. And that is the goal. That as you stand up for yourself, as you develop yourself, as you do all other things around your mental well-being, that you are happy, you are not bitter, you are not trying to hit back at someone. It is you just working on yourself. It is you just walking the path to your well-being. And that is what therapists do. They guide you and tell you how to come up with the solutions for your problem, so that by the time you come to a conclusion, it is something you have worked on, it is something you are proud of, it is something you can stand by, and it is something you can maintain. Because if we had solutions, you'd have come to a therapist and we just tell you, do this, do this, do this, do this, and it is done. But no. Therapy lets you go through it. It lets you soak it in. Allow yourself to soak it in. Allow yourself to reach rock bottom. And once you have reached rock bottom, to me, it always looks like I have reached the bottom of the pool. And once I get to the bottom of the pool, I have to kick my leg up and start swimming up. Because if I don't, it will consume me. I will suffocate. And that is our work. And it makes us happy when you can make those decisions for yourself, especially for young people. Most adolescents I see are people who are either done with their campus, they're still young. Nowadays they finish at 21. And they want to find themselves. They have these traumas that they had in childhood or as they were growing up, and they want to take care of themselves and their well-being before they get yoked with another person. And I think this is a good thing to see young people standing up for themselves, to see young people seeking help, to see young people walking towards their well-being, working towards their well-being. And trust me, even as we are ashamed and do not want to talk about sex or do not talk about it as much as we should, because it's at the core of our existence, most of the children and adolescents that I see that come for therapy and want their well-being, most of it is an issue with sex. It is sad how, as a society, we inflict pain on children pain that they will be fighting most of their lives to live through. Some of them don't even have the courage to face what they went through. Some people don't have the courage to face their trauma. So if you are an adult and you have a chance of listening to a child and they come to you with their most shameful, most intimate stuff, be that shoulder to lean on. Don't be the person who listens and then goes and runs their mouth, because that also prevents them from coming to us. And also, if you're an adult, please don't inflict pain. If a child comes to you that they have been abused, that this has happened, listen. Trust them. Because victims don't come out and speak up because those who they tell want to be investigators. Those who they tell shun them. Those who they tell shame them. It is not time to ask them what they were. It is not time to ask them how did it happen. Listen and offer help where you can, because children are dealing with a lot. They might look okay, they might look well, but it's because they are afraid to speak up. And when they get the chance to speak up, please listen. Don't be the one who inflicts pain. But I'm glad and proud of this crop of adolescents who have decided to take matters into their own hands and work on themselves. If you're that adolescent and you're listening to me now and you want to work on yourself, reach out. That's all I had for today. Thank you for being here. See you in the next one.